Very good morning to you. Uh, in transaction management, we have two types of the executions are here. The transactions can be executed in a serial mode. The transactions can be executed in the concurrent fashion. So while performing execution in the transaction, we have two types of executions are there. One is a serial fashion and another one is concurrent fashion. So here in any transaction processing system, multiple transactions can be executed concurrently in the database, which means that the concurrent execution of the transaction means in the database means it is similar to the multi-programming in the operating system. So however, the execution results gives inconsistency of the data. We can see how it is giving inconsistency of the data after the completion of the concurrent execution. So here the concurrent execution means it's like a interleaved process, whereas in the case of serial fashion means if transaction T1 is completed, after that T2 is completed, right? So this is about the difference between interleaved process. Concurrent means while T1 process is going on, so meanwhile the T2 is running. That is a concurrent fashion or interleaved processing or execution of the transactions. So for suppose if you take two accounts, if you take two accounts, we have two accounts. So the accounts are so I am taking. Let us consider an example. So banking system. It contains two accounts. I am considering example. The example is we have two accounts in the banking system. I'm taking banking system. We have two accounts. Two accounts are there. So the accounts are two accounts are one is I'll take my name Suresh account. Another account is my brother account, Raja account is there. So remember, I'm taking a banking transaction. We have two accounts are there. One is Suresh account. Another one is Raja account is there. Here, what we have to do is that here the set of transactions are this is T1. Transactions are T1 and T2. T1 and T2. Here the T1, while we are doing T1, what is the job for this T1? The T1 decrements Suresh account by 200 rupees, and credit it in Raja's account. Raja's account. The first T1 transaction, what we are doing, we have to debit, we have to decrement 200 rupees from the Suresh account and credit it in Raja's account. The transaction T2 transfers 20 percentage of 20 percentage of, so 200 rupees are reduced and added to here, and the transaction T2 transfers 20 percentage of balance from Suresh account, Suresh account to Raja account, Raja account. By seeing one example we can understand easily. So before doing this transaction T1 and T2, we should know what is the account balance of Suresh account, what is the account balance of Raja account, right? So here, if you see the Suresh account capital A, suppose we have to take Suresh account. The Suresh account is the balance is initial values of Suresh account balance 1000 rupees and Raja account balance is 1500. Okay, we have two transaction T1 and T2. Two transactions are there. So here we are doing T1. T1, we are taking T1. So here T1, what it, what it what it will do? So T1 Raja, what is that? Read Suresh account, and once you read that one, so amount is read amount, how much amount is available? 1,000 rupees are there. Now we have to decrement 200 rupees from the Suresh account, and the remaining amount or write it into the Suresh account. Okay. Next, once you decrement in the same transaction, so what it has to do, the T1 transaction, 200 rupees are decremented from the Suresh account and credited to Raja account, so that so before going to credit, we have to read the Raja's account, Raja, and Raja equal to Raja plus 200 rupees. Okay, we are decrementing 200 rupees. That 200 rupees is added to here 200. Okay, this is T1 transaction. This is T1 transaction. What is the initial amount of Suresh? So now, after completion of this T1 transaction, Suresh amount is already initially 1,000 rupees. So we are reducing 200 rupees, so that 800 rupees. Raja account is 1500. So extra we are adding some 200 rupees, 1700. Okay, so this is the final amounts inside this Suresh account is 800 and Raja account is 1700 after the completion of the transaction T1. After the completion of the transaction T1. Okay, someone is unmute this mic. Who is roll number 318126510102? Someone better to mute. Hello, hello.
Sir,
Who is this person? Saranya?
sir, roll number
Roll number? You check it.
127, 127, sir.
27.
127.
Prashant Kumar.
Prashant Kumar. What he is doing? He is simply on this. What is unmute the mic and he went to somewhere else. Kiran? Kiran? Hello? Kiran?
Sir,
You call to him?
yes, sir. Okay, sir.
సార్ మీకు మ్యూట్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది సార్.
ఏం మ్యూట్ ఆప్షన్ ఉండేది ఇక్కడ? నాకు నెట్ సరిగ్గా పనిచేయట్లేదు. ఇందులో ఏదైనా ఆపరేషన్ చేస్తుంటే కట్ అయిపోతుంది. హలో,
సార్
చందు?
ఎస్ సార్.
ఓకే ఓకే. వీడిని ఒకసారి నాకు ఒకసారి తర్వాత ఫోన్ చేయమని చెప్పు ఒకసారి. మాకు సరదా ఇక్క ఎర్లీ మార్నింగ్ 9 o'clock మీ అందరినీ మార్నింగ్ 9 o'clock క్లాస్ ఉందని మెసేజ్ పెట్టి ఆ, మీరందరూ ఇలా ఆన్లో ఉంచుకుని చూడు ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడో ఉన్నాడు, బయట ఎక్కడో ఉన్నాడు, చర్చిలో ఎక్కడో ఉన్నాడు. Okay, the initial after T1 transaction, we have Suresh account is 800, Raja account is 1700, right? So after this, the T1 transaction, what it has T1 transaction, we are doing T1 T2 transaction. The T2 transaction is the 20 percentage of balance, 20 percentage of balance Suresh account to Raja account. What we are doing here? Here we are doing after this T1 transaction. Okay, after this T1 transaction. So here read Suresh account. Again, we have to read the Suresh account. Suresh equal to into 20 percentage. Okay, this is about we are taking 20 percentage of balance from the Suresh account and add it to the Raja account. Again, once you take this amount and apply the right into the Suresh. Okay. So after this, we have to add 20 percentage amount to the Raja's account. Before that, we have to read Raja account. Okay. Next, after that, we have to add that amount to Raja account. Okay. Suresh into 20 by 100. Okay. Again, we have to write that. Right? That. Can you tell me what is the answer for the final after the execution of T1 and T2? What is the final amount of Suresh account and Raja account? Anyone in the class? After this T1 completed, after the completion of T1, what is the amount of Suresh? What is the amount of Raja? What is the amount of Suresh? What is the amount of Raja? Can you tell me? Before that, you see here, before initial amount is Suresh equal to 1000 and Raja equal to 1500. Once you apply this transaction T1 on 20 to 200 rupees and decreased from Suresh account added to the Raja account. This is the T1. After that Suresh account is 800 rupees and Raja account is 1700 rupees. Right? Once you complete this one T1, the transaction T2 started. When we are starting the transaction T2, the amount of Suresh is 800 and then Raja account is 1700. Now, so we have to take these two are inputs to this transaction T2. Once you apply, so Suresh here 20 transaction T2, what we are doing, the transaction T2 transfers 20 percentage of balance, 20 percentage of balance from Suresh account to Raja account. 20 percentage of balance from Suresh account to Raja account. Can you tell me what is the output of this transaction T2? What is the final amount of Suresh? What is the final amount of Raja?
Sir, final amount of Suresh is 740, sir.
Final amount of Suresh is
640.
700. Yeah,
640, sir.
yeah. 640.
Raja
What is the Raja amount?
1860.
Very good. 1860.
60.
Okay, 1860. If you understand here, so the transaction T1, 200 rupees are reduced and added to the Raja's account. Whereas in the case of T2 transaction, here we have to understand what is the logic. The transaction T2 transfers 20 percentage of balance, 20 percentage of balance from schedule Suresh account to Raja account. Once you apply 20 percentage of 800, we are getting how much? 160 rupees. Yes or no, Kiran? 20 percentage of 800.
One one
Is
sixty
it
rupees, sir.
160 rupees? The 20 percentage of Suresh account, this can be added to the Raja's account, so that initially Raja's account is after T1 transaction we have 1700 plus
1700.
we are adding 1600, so that we have to add 1860 rupees. Okay, so what is this transaction name? This is not a transaction, and this is not a concurrent execution. If these transactions are executed serially means T1 completed, after that T2 completed. If the transactions are executed in serial fashion, which means that T1 started, once it was completed, next we will go to T2. This is the series, and this is the what is that execution style of this transaction. T1 completed, then only we have to go to T2. Okay, this is the one of the serial fashion. Okay, if the transactions is executed serially, then the final amount is here, this one, this 640 and 1860. Okay, so the same transactions, if you reverse, if T2 started first and T1 started next, then what is the we have to see what is the final amount of T2, what is the final amount of Suresh, and what is the final amount of Raja, we can see, right? So here, just wait. Now the screen is visible, empty screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. The first what we have seen, T1, after that T2. This is completed. The final amount of Suresh is 640, and Raja account is 1860. This is first. Now, if you apply, if you take and the transaction, the T2 is first. After that, T1 is next. What will happen? So this is T1. This is T2. If you apply read of Suresh and Suresh equal to, you know that Suresh minus, we have to take 20 percentage, right? So after this we have to apply write operation, write of Suresh. We have to update that Suresh account. Once you decrement 20 percentage of next one, after that is a read Raja account. Raja equal to Raja plus uh, 20 per 100. After this, we have to write update Raja account. Update Raja account. Can you tell me what is the output of this after execution of this T2? What is the Raja? What is the Suresh account? And what is the Raja account? If the transaction starting T2, after the completion of T2, the transaction will be T1. The initial amount of the Suresh is 1000 we are taking already, 1000, and Raja account is 1500. Okay. Then after this T2, after the completion of T2, what is the output of Suresh and what is the output of Raja? Can you answer?
800 and 1700, sir.
So the Suresh, the Suresh amount is, what is that?
800. 800.
Raja amount is
1700.
1700. Okay, 1700, right? So after this, if you transfer, if you start this T1, now T1 is read, already Suresh account is there, again same story, Suresh equal to Suresh minus 200, and write off Suresh. Next, Raja, read, Raja account. After this, add 200, write that Raja, update that Raja account. Now, can you tell me what is the answer for this? After completion of T1, T2, again we'll start T1. Next, what is the output of final amount of Suresh, and what is the final amount of Raja?
Suresh 600, sir.
The Suresh amount is 600 because already previously T2 transaction 800 is there. If you take 800, 800 minus 200, 600 is there. Next, what about Raja account?
1900, sir.
Again 1900. Why it is 1900? Can you tell me, Kiran? Why it is Raja account is 1900?
Previously it is 1700, sir. So after adding 200, it will become 1900.
1900, right? Right? Previously 1700 is there. 1700 is there. So 1700 plus we are adding 200, so that 1900. Okay. So the same transaction, if you observe, the T1 is starting first and the T2 is next. If you get the Suresh amount is 640 rupees and the Raja account is 1860. If you start T2 transaction is first and T1 transaction is next. This is also one of the serial fashion only. Okay, the Suresh account is 600, Raja account is 900. Okay, this is about serial execution. Again we have to see. So if the transactions are executed in a concurrent fashion, then okay, concurrent fashion. So which means that in T1 200 reduced and added to the after before adding to the Raja, we have to cut the 20 percentage amount from the Suresh account, right? After that we have to add the 200 rupees to the Raja, and 20 percentage of Raja account, Suresh account to the Raja account, right? If you see here, this is the concurrent execution example. This is the concurrent execution example. Concurrent example, concurrently executed. Before that, what we have seen, the serial fashion. T1 after T2, this is the T1. Once you complete T1, next to T2, next the second example is, if you start a T2, after the completion of T2, next T1. This is about serial fashion. When we are going to execute concurrent fashion, we have two accounts. Suresh account is there, Raja account is there. So here in Suresh account, we are decrementing 200 rupees and added to the Raja account 200 rupees. The transaction T2, 20 percentage of balance, 20 percentage of balance Suresh account is reduced and added to the Raja account. If you see the same example in the concurrent fashion, if you take T1 and T2, initially we have to read Suresh account, Suresh account. After that, Suresh account, Suresh equal to Suresh minus 200. Once you decrement, we have to update Suresh account. Suresh. Okay, 200 rupees decremented. After this, after this, next read Suresh. Next, Suresh equal Suresh minus into 20 by 100. Write off Suresh. After this, in T1, in T1, in T1, Raja account, read that account. Once you read, update the Raja account, Raja equal to Raja plus 200. We have to write that account, write Raja. Okay. So once we add that one in T2 transaction, the 20 after this completion of this one, read Raja account, Raja equal to Raja plus Suresh into 20 by 100. Okay. After this, update Raja. Okay. So this is one transaction concurrent fashion. So after the execution and of T1, so here T1 after this T2, after T2 next T1, next after T1 next T2. This is a concurrent fashion. Concurrent fashion. Can you answer what is the final amount of Suresh account and Raja account? What is the final amount of Suresh account and Raja account? Can you answer this one? The initial amounts of these two is the Suresh account is same. The Suresh account is 1000 rupees and Raja account is 1500 rupees. If you take these two as initial amounts of these two persons after executing in a concurrent fashion, what we have seen. So what is that? 200 rupees decreased from Suresh and 20 percentage of balance decreased from Suresh account and added to the Raja account. After these two transactions, after these two questions, so when you apply concurrent fashion, what is the final output of final balance of Suresh account and Raja account? Can you answer this one?
640 and 1860, sir.
640 and 1860. Can you answer how it is 640 and how it is 1860? Can you explain here? Is the screen is
First,
visible?
yes,
Yeah,
sir. Yes, sir.
yeah.
First, from Suresh account, we'll take off 200, sir.
Okay.
And the remaining amount is 800. And again, we must take 20% of 800.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
160. So total 360 rupees, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. 360. Right. Next.
And then we'll add 200 to Raja account.
Hmm.
1700 plus 1500 plus 200 is
Okay.
1700. And then 20% of Suresh account is 160 rupees.
Okay. Hmm.
1860.
Okay. The final account, the final amount is the Suresh account is how much? The Suresh account is 640 and Raja account is
1860.
1860. Okay. The the final amount is the Suresh account is 640 and Raja account is 1860, which is equivalent to which transaction? This concurrent fashion, 640 and 1860, the resultant of these two, okay, concurrent fashion is equivalent to which serial schedule? T1 tends to T2 or T2
T1,
tends to T1?
T1 tends to T2, sir.
Okay, the concurrent fashion can be equal to T1 tends to T2. T1 tends to T2, right? T1 tends to T2, right? So this is about concurrent and serial. So even though we are sometimes we are getting the efficient result in concurrent fashion, so sometimes we are not getting exact result of this accounts, so that we have to use some different types of locking mechanisms are there, we can see later. Okay, so here we have two types of schedules are there, serial schedule and non-serial schedules are there. In serial schedule, we know that already. By seeing this example, you can understand easily. A serial schedule is a series of actions. We know that it consists of read and write operations, and about sometimes once you complete the read operation and write operation, we have to apply commit, which means that save. And sometimes for the failing situation, we are using some aborting. Abort transaction is there. Okay, all these are different types of sequence of operations inside the transaction. In the serial, the schedule of two transactions, if you take this one, so we have T1 and T2. Okay, so we have for example, just this is simple example. Read A, write A. I'm taking read B. Instead of B and A, we are taking previously Raja and Suresh account. So remember, A and B, these two are data items. Read, write B. The same after this, read C, write C. Okay, this is one schedule. So here, this is the schedule executed row by row, and the schedule does not contain is there any commit and abort transactions are there after these two? Is there any commit? No. Is after this, is there any commit or abort? No. After this, no. Right? No commit and no abort actions are there in two transactions. Okay, so that this is not complete transaction, which means that if the transaction T1 and T2, these two does not have any commit and abort transactions, commit and abort statements after end of one transaction, this is called this is called this is called what is that? So incomplete schedule. Not a complete schedule, or not complete schedule, right? For suppose if you use here some about transaction, we about a of B. Okay, so if you use a of B, after T1 we are using T2, after read and write we are using about of B. After this, so read of C and read of C. After this we are using commit of C. Okay, if you observe here, one is abort is there, one is commit is there. So that this schedule is called as complete complete schedule. Complete schedule, right? This is a concurrent fashion. When we are looking into the serial schedule, so if you observe serial schedule, so here here the actions are executed one after another sequentially. We know that already previously we have seen. If there are k transactions, so we can use k factorial serial number of schedules are generated. So here, so T1 and T2, read of A, write of A, and read of B, write of B. After this, read of A, write of A, read of B, and after this, write of we are applying write of B. Okay, this is serial schedule example. When you go to the non-serializable schedule, you know that a non-serializable schedule means concurrent fashion. Okay, so concurrent fashion means T1 and T2 transactions are there. So when we are working with T1 transactions, for suppose read Suresh account 200 rupees debited from the Suresh account. Before updating the Suresh account, the T2 is started. Okay, after T2 completed, after T2 completed, after T2 completed, again T1, in T1 the Suresh account is updated. Suresh account is updated. Next, next, right? Next, so next Raja account, in the same way Raja account. Okay, before adding 20 percentage balance to the Raja account, so after 20 percentage debited from the Suresh account, so there is no right operation is applying update. There is no updations are applicable on this Suresh account. So before that, we are starting Raja's account. This is one of the concurrent fashion. If you do so, we can get inconsistency data, which means that there is no results are not exact in the actual accounts. Okay. Because of this we have different types of problems or anomalies, which means that anomalies due to interleaved execution, which means that so we have interleaved execution interleaved we have different types of anomalies or problems because of this concurrent execution fashion. Concurrent execution fashion. Okay. So we can see what are the anomalies in the next class. Different types of anomalies are there. Read, write, write, read. Some conflicts are there. How it is coming. Some dirty read problem and blind write is there. So right read problem is there. All these are different types of problems are there. So we can discuss in the next class. Okay. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. So did you get any message from my laptop? Your battery is running low.
Your battery is running low.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, we can. I forget my no, charger in my home. Okay, 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 Kiran. Thank you. Yeah, did you understand this class? Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. How are you, Chendu? Chendu is not
Good,
there.
good sir. Unnan sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Take care. Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.